When listening to any successful hunting story, you should listen carefully for one key word: luck. If the word luck isn't used at least once, then you know for sure this guy's full of shit. "I'd rather be lucky than good" isn't just a funny phrase. It's the reason most tags get filled. Being in the right place at the right time is lethal. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time is bird watching. In the pursuit of filming episodes for the Best of the West, sometimes luck is on our side, and other times, not so much. On this week's episode of the Best of the West, we're digging into the archives to find the hunts that didn't originally air because either our luck ran out or we never had it to begin with. Last fall, the team at Diamond Outfitters was honored to be guiding the Super Raffle winner for the statewide Arizona elk permit. Mark Stricker was the lucky guy that won the raffle. With such a highly sought-after tag comes high expectations. Most Super Tag raffle winners not only set their sights on 400-inch-plus bulls, they actually end up killing them. In order to accomplish such a feat, the Diamond team had all hands on deck for this hunt. Over a dozen guides scouting the best-known areas for big bulls in the state of Arizona. Thousands of trail cam pictures were gathered and evaluated to find target bulls for Mark's hunt. After weeks of pre-scouting, a bull nicknamed Waldo made his way to the top spot. Sit after sit and day after day, Waldo was a no-show. Trail cam pictures verified that this big boy had gone nocturnal. In the days and weeks that passed, Mark would sit and wait for Waldo to make a mistake, all the while passing on other bulls each and every day. At the 10-day mark, the production crew for the Best of the West is pulled off for another hunt, and a camera was left with field host Dan Adler to capture the rest of the hunt. 5 days later, the team gets the break they've been waiting for: rain. A solid downpour makes for perfect tracking conditions. Slowly and ever so cautiously, the tracks are followed until they run out underneath a bedded Waldo 50 yards away. This is where our luck runs out. The bull doesn't get up and run away. Not that kind of bad luck. More like forget to hit the record button and miss a 425-inch bull getting shot from 50 yards away type of bad luck. To top it off, no audio. One could only imagine what it must have looked like to see such a magnificent bull hit the ground. And now, thanks to Drop the Ball Dan, we get to imagine what it sounds like to celebrate such a bull as well. Officially scoring 425 and 6/8, there was no ground shrinkage walking up to Waldo. An incredible achievement for Mark and the entire team that made it happen. Field testing has always played an important role in the design and release of all our Best of the West custom rifles. Best of the West gunsmith Landon Gines was instrumental in the development of our new signature series muzzleloader. Built with a long-range hunter in mind, this isn't your grandpa's muzzleloader. Tried and tested, Landon continues to perfect the system by using it on his own hunts each fall. This year, Landon's headed to southern Utah in pursuit of pronghorn antelope. After looking over a couple young bucks in the area, Landon eventually glasses up a shooter buck across the valley. Now within 300 yards, the buck is on full alert with its other defenses blowing away in the wind. Lights out from 220 yards away with a 16-mile-an-hour crosswind.
A good buddy of mine hooked me up with this tag. It was kind of a last-minute thing, and man, I can't thank Troy enough. This has been an awesome hunt, and I got just enough of him that I could make a clean shot, and we put the hurt on him. The new Best of the West bullet, the polymer tip bullet. Man, it did a number. It's really going to be a good performer. This is kind of the first kill with it. I mean, it's doing exactly what it should do, and we've got 100% reliability with it. There's no flyers, there's no weird stuff. I mean, this this rifle truly does exactly what you tell it to.
After the break, we head to Texas for aoudad. Keep it right here on your Long Range Hunting Authority. The Best of the West is brought to you by Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Zeiss spotting scopes and range-finding binoculars. Huntin' Fool. The Best of the West shooting systems. Defiance Custom Actions. The Wild Sheep Foundation. Husqvarna Optics and LongRangeStore.com. Best of the West field host Jared Peterson made his way to the Lone Star State last January for some free-range aoudad hunting with a team from Extreme Outfitters. Even though Jared and the crew were willing to brave the elements, the aoudad were not. Colder than a well-digger's ass all throughout the hunt, Jared's luck and weather finally turned around on the last day of the hunt.
It being the last day, we rolled up to a spot where we knew they've had good success in the past as far as shooting aoudad. And we saw an ewe and a ram. I knew this ram was kind of my only option. Pulled out my rangefinder, I ranged it at about 400 yards, and I just waited for it to give me a shot opportunity, and it was quartering away, and that's when I knew I had to take the shot.
You down? Good job, buddy. Good shot.
Nice shooting, Jared.
Maybe 4, 5. And then you'll have a one right out here somewhere, 6, and then a lamb tip. Yeah, probably 6 or 7.
Yeah, you know, these sheep are warm weather animals, and they don't do very good in the cold. They're not real active, and they just kind of lock down. And that was one of the concerns when we decided to do this hunt this early. Is I've never hunted them this early, and so I didn't really know how they would react. And to compound, you know, cooler weather anyways, we had an ice storm the day we came in, and 30, 40 mile an hour winds, and they hung really tight. And we just basically the last 2 days have been pretty fruitless with the weather, and finally today we got some sun and the wind quit, and found this ram and had 1 day left to get it done. And Jared made a great shot, put it down in some pretty nasty country.
Last year, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Foundation held a special raffle that included an elk permit as well as a Best of the West custom rifle. Out of 56,000 raffle tickets, Dennis Friedline's name was called. Although elk are native to Tennessee, they were reintroduced starting in 2000. 136 elk from Alberta, Canada were brought into the elk restoration zone where the herds continue to grow. With only 15 tags issued annually, elk hunting in Tennessee is a very limited and unique experience. Raffle proceeds go directly towards the continued restoration efforts of elk herds in the state of Tennessee. With such a coveted tag in hand, Dennis is in no hurry to see his first elk hunt come to an end. Over the course of a 7-day hunt, Dennis was able to cover a lot of ground and locate a number of bulls. Having passed on several bulls throughout the hunt, Dennis now finds himself overlooking a promising field on the last evening of his hunt.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm tickled to death. I waited 54 years to see an elk in the wild and stuff, and we've probably seen, one time we saw 19 in this field a couple of nights ago. And so, yeah, I mean, we've seen a bunch of really good bulls. I mean, you know, for me, anything's big compared to whitetail, these guys. But this dude here, when he came out, it was the last night, and so we decided to take him, and we're going to fill our freezer up, that's for darn sure. We've hunted every morning, every evening, and just seen lots and lots of animals, and so It's been everything I thought it would be. It's been really fun.
That was good to meet you. Fun
Yeah.
hunting with you.
You too. Thanks, man.
When the Best of the West continues, we still have 4 more hunts to debut. Moose in Newfoundland, bison in Arizona, and whitetail and elk in Wyoming. Keep it right here.
Yep, amazing.
Three years ago, the Best of the West team went to Newfoundland with Adventure Quest Outfitters in pursuit of Canadian moose. Field host John Ibbotson and Dan Venditto both made their precision long-range shots to notch their tags.
He's down.
Having had such a great time, last fall both John and Dan returned with good friend John Kilo to do it all over again. Because of last-minute conflicts with production crew availability, John and Dan took on the role of filming their hunts as well. With the weather forecast calling for rain and fog throughout the week, the guys soldier on with high hopes in low visibility. Before reaching their first vantage point, they jump a bull in the brush. Wasting no time, John takes aim. When opportunity knocks, John knows exactly how to answer.
Well, we're here in Newfoundland. We're on a moose hunt with Adventure Quest Outfitters. And my guide Eric here put us on a moose within the first hour or so of hunting. Weather's been a little bit of an issue with the rain and fog. It was actually kind of tough to see, but we got it done, and I'm proud, and it's the first day of it.
After losing a few days to weather, a come hell or high water attitude was taken for the remaining days of the hunt. After several hours of calling from proven vantage points, a good bull steps out at 530 yards away. Down for the count, John Kilo gets hands-on his first moose ever. Another successful trip in Newfoundland with Team Huskamaw and the crew from Adventure Quest Outfitters. Each year, field host Jim Sessions takes his family and camera into the wilds of Wyoming to fill tags and make memories together. Over the years, the Sessions family has been featured on numerous episodes of the Best of the West, harvesting 7 different species. Having packed out some trophy memories in years past, this year Jim and son Scott are setting their sights on rutting whitetails. After rattling for bucks in a couple prime locations, Jim and Scott jump a nice buck while moving to lower country. Having located the buck in thick cover, it's time to thread the needle.
Shot on him. Yeah, we're gonna go trail him up now. Came clear down to the end of the field there and didn't see much, so we started working our way back, and on our way back we spotted this guy moving down through the trees there, and got set up on him, and he just stood there still for us, and the only shot I had was an offhand shot, so made a good shot on him, and he took off in the trees back here, and then went back there after him, and found him dead here in the creek, so pretty cool hunt.
Still to come on this episode of the Best of the West, we're tracking down bison with field host Dan Adler in Arizona. And then it's late season elk hunting in the high country of Wyoming with Josh Martolio and Nick Sainer. The Best of the West is brought to you by Hornady, Accurate, deadly, dependable. Zeiss spotting scopes and range-finding binoculars. Huntin' Fool. The Best of the West shooting systems. Defiance Custom Actions. The Wild Sheep Foundation. Huskama Optics and LongRangeStore.com. Please call or go online for more information about hunting with Shoshone Lodge Outfitters, Diamond Outfitters, Extreme Outfitters, and Adventure Quest Outfitters. For more information about the products and gear used on today's show, please visit LongRangeStore.com or call 1-866-754-7618. Just miles away from the north rim of the Grand Canyon, an established herd of bison roams free. Known as the House Rock Bison Herd, a limited number of permits are issued each year to manage herd growth. Best of the West field host Dan Adler was fortunate enough to draw this coveted tag. After spending a week scouring the area, Dan decides his best bet is to let the bison come to him. Now committed to sitting over salt for the remainder of his hunt, Dan settles in. After 3 days of sitting in a blind, Dan finally gets his sights on a bison.
Well, here we are on the conclusion of my Arizona bison hunt, and we got our buffalo and made a great heart shot. It didn't go maybe 100 yards, piled up. As you saw, there was a great big monarch cow in the herd, but she had just calved, so I knew that wasn't the one that I was supposed to take. This was the lone bull in the herd. He's a nice 3-year-old representative of Arizona bison. He's mine. He's going to eat delicious. Well, getting a buffalo with one shot is not easy, but thanks to that Best of the West 300 Win Mag, we have a bull buffalo down near the north rim of the Grand Canyon. I'm so appreciative with 28 points that I drew a buffalo tag, a true symbol of the American West. You know, this is a once-in-a-lifetime kill in Arizona, so it means a lot to me. And as a patriot, killing a buffalo, there's a special place in my heart.
Late season elk hunting in Wyoming has its rewards as well as its challenges. No one knows this better than Best of the West pro dealer Nick Sainer. With the rut long over, bachelor groups of bulls cautiously migrate into lower country as the weather worsens. More susceptible to predators this time of the year, they find safety in numbers. Josh Martolio of Shoshone Lodge Outfitters leads the way to an area previously scouted, anticipating Nick's arrival. With 2 specific bulls in mind, Josh and Nick pick apart the mountain. With daylight running out, one of the target bulls stands up and begins feeding across the canyon.
Just relax, man. Just squeeze. Smoked him. Jack a shit. You hammered him bullseye, buddy. Get ready. If you can hit him again, hit him again. Shit, hit him again. Hold on, wait till he gets out of the car. There it was. That is a pretty... That's a pretty son of a bitch.
All right, here we are. We finally made it over to this sucker. We worked our butts off, but he is an outstanding bull. Old, big, as pretty as you can ask for in an elk, and we earned him. Good shooting. Nick dialed in, made a perfect shot, dumped the bull. Bull jumped back up, took a few more steps, and he dumped him again. So great shooting.
There it was.
You excited? This is a bull of a lifetime.
Yeah.
So,
Speechless.
Here he is, using the Best of the West rifles, Huskama scope. It's an awesome shooting system. Very simple. Make fast adjustments in the field. Dial, read your wind, have a spotter, squeeze the trigger, get the job done. And tough to do without that gun today for this bull. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
Amazing.
Shoshone Lodge Outfitters, Trails West Outfitters, one of Wyoming's premier outfitters, Northwest Wyoming.
Due to COVID-19, many hunting expos will be canceled this year. The Best of the West booth is known for our long-range kill reel, so this year we decided to bring it to you. Enjoy.
Fold in.